Now, I know that you may not agree with me, those of you who have seen this movie, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I think that Parasite is going to be my favorite film of 2019. And that's a pretty hefty thing to say, especially in the year where we have a stellar performance by Joaquin Phoenix in Joker, in what I believe was a great movie. You also have The Irishman, which has not released yet, and that's getting like accolades out the butt. Okay, and you also have The Lighthouse, which I just saw and I absolutely loved. Okay, but Parasite is just another beast altogether. I was not really sure what to expect when I saw this movie. I knew it was a foreign film, which I haven't seen many of. Mostly because at the theaters that I've been to, they don't really play them there. And, trying to find them online can be a bit of a chore. So I usually don't watch a lot of foreign films. But once I saw that Parasite was playing at my local theater, I definitely went ahead and checked this out. The trailer really didn't give anything away, to be completely honest. I just kind of had to read a little bit about it to kind of find out exactly what was, what this movie was going to be about. And even like little summaries of the film were rather vague. So when I went to the movies, I really didn't know what I was in for. And God, am I happy that I went in with no knowledge at all, because Parasite really surprised me. I was on the edge of my seat a lot, and I walked away from this film feeling like I had learned something. I was questioning my own life choices. I just really loved this movie. Now, Parasite is directed by Bong Joon-ho, who you may know as the director from Snowpiercer, starring Chris Evans. Another film that's like about class, the same that Parasite, the same subject matter that Parasite covers. And it follows a young college student from a poor family who accepts a job tutoring a girl from a wealthy family. He sees this as some sort of opportunity to kind of improve his own life. So he slowly starts to infiltrate their lives in more creative and humorous ways. Now, that's really all I can say without spoiling something. Now, this isn't a spoiler review, but for those of you who haven't seen the movie and want to go in without any knowledge, just that little bit right there is probably more than you want to know. So go ahead, stop this review, go watch the movie, then come back and finish it and see if we kind of have the same thoughts about it. For those of you who don't care, let's dig right in. I think Parasite is perfect. Okay, I think it's a perfect film. The director here, he definitely knows what he's doing. He's a master at his craft. And you can just see it by the way that he's constructed these characters, the poor family and the rich family, how he has them interacting with each other, and how he has them interacting within their own households. Even the smallest details matter, as you will see by the time the credits roll and you start thinking about everything that had just transpired. You really see like how some of those smaller moments really did matter more than you would have expected. Now, the movie kind of starts off as like this fun kind of spy caper sort of thing, where you have this family, they're trying to infiltrate this family's lives, right? Get as much of their money as possible to improve their own lives. And they do this in really creative ways, which I won't spoil here. But I mean, it is so funny. It is so fun to watch. It is so fun to experience. And it just really adds to the overall enjoyment that I personally had while I was watching the film. I'd say like the first two acts are basically just like this fun comedic romp. Where you're just kind of like, man, what are they going to do next? Or how are they going to do this next? And then about the third act, things really start to get dark. Well, okay, I'd say about the end of the second act into the third act is where things really start to take a turn for a more serious route, and where things start to get a little bit more emotional, and you really start to think about what the director was really trying to convey here. And it's the third act that really just brings the whole movie full circle. And that's why I said earlier, when you leave this film, you're going to be thinking about the rest of it, where you were just having fun. And you're going to be like, wow, you know what? The entire movie was serious, but you didn't know it while you were watching it. And when the third act may seem like it just comes out of nowhere, when you really think about everything and how everything is leading up to this climax, you realize, those seeds were there. Those seeds were planted to get us here. And I love that. I love a movie that makes you think about your own place in the world, and that also sends a message to you, and you don't realize they're doing it until the credits are rolling. A lot of films now tend to bash you over the head with their messages, or whatever you want to call it, when it's not necessary. You can still enjoy the film just as a movie, but if you want to think deeper into it, you can. And that I really enjoyed about Parasite. The characters are very, very colorful. They're very funny. And they're very relatable too, especially the family that we start out with. You really want them to succeed. You want them to come out on top in these scenarios. And by the end of the film, you start to question that a little bit. Like, why was I cheering for these people? And it really makes you start to wonder about a lot of things. I've been thinking a lot since I've seen this movie. I saw it last Saturday, and I'm just now putting this review out because I really wanted to get my thoughts in order, to let you guys know exactly what I thought and what I believed it all meant. The director does a really good job of mixing like a lot of different genres in this film. There's horror, there's comedy, there's tension, and there's a bit of drama too. And everybody just really rises to the occasion. Everybody who's cast in this film, they all do a wonderful job with everything that's thrown at them. And I was really blown away by the performances here, because everything hit, and they hit hard, and they hit right, and I loved it. The director himself is very creative with his imagery. There's a certain point in the film where the characters are running back home, and they're literally going down like a ton of staircases all the way down to where their home is, which looks like a literal gutter, a sewer from where they were, which is where all the wealthy, rich people were. They've gone all the way down to the ground, and that's where they reside. And and it makes them. There's a term in the film that's you're running away like a roach, and he really conveys that, like, they're running away like roaches, And I feel like it was very, very well done. I feel like the movie was very well made. And it was extremely entertaining. I know it just seems like I'm going off on a rant, but I really don't want to give too much away for anybody who's planning on going to see this. So I'm just going to keep it short and simple. The performances were top-notch. The direction was fantastic. Cinematography, incredible. And the story, and how the story is told, is the strongest thing about this film. And I urge you to go see it. One thing that I hate about this movie is that enough people aren't going to see it. First of all, because it's a foreign film. The entire film is in subtitles. And secondly, because it has a limited release. And people may not know that the movie is even coming out in their state. And if it is, it's not showing everywhere. And people may feel like going to see the film might be more of a chore than anything else. And nobody wants to go see a movie that they have to work to go and see, except for people like us who enjoy films, and who makes it like a lifestyle. So I don't think that the general audiences are going to go see this. So I don't think it's going to get the notoriety that I feel like it really desperately deserves. On top of the fact that even if it does get nominated for an Academy Award, which it will, you can mark my words on that, it's going to be nominated in the foreign film category. And while that isn't a bad thing, I do feel like this is a film that's strong enough to compete with some of our best films for Best Picture. But that's never going to happen. So that's another reason why attention isn't really going to be drawn to the film overall. And I just think that it's going to be forgotten. But this is not a movie that needs to be forgotten at all. It's so perfect. It's so good. I just wish that more people knew about it so I could have more people to talk to about it. For those of you who want to go see it, please go see it. If it's playing in your theater, go check it out. You would not be disappointed. Then come back here and talk to me about it. I would love to hear your thoughts. What do you think this all meant? What do you think that the director, what do you think his message was? Do you think he even had a message? Let me know in the comment section below, and if you have not done so already, go ahead and click that subscribe button so that you can get more content like this, which contains movie news, reviews, and reactions from your boy Derek right here at Anamanji. Don't forget to click that like button, and do not forget to click that bell notification so that you will know when I post again. That's all I have for now. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay dope.